Osio, everyone. Kitua for hello. First of all, Kitua in English means Cherokee. There were a couple of you in the comment section before on a video that I had removed who were wondering what my ethnicity is. And I can tell you, my mother is Afro-Latina, Dominicana, and my father was Native American and English Irish, also known as white and right. Okay, so let's jump right into this. As you know, I've created this channel for thick women and BBWs all over the world. And I can tell you, as a plus size woman, the only shame I feel is not being proud of my body earlier in my life. I mean, that's not really shame, that's more like regret. But it is what it is. I realize I could have been really, really happy had I known what I know now. But it's okay. Better late than never. This thing keeps shaking. I hope that's not annoying. I don't want to stop the video. I have a table in front of me and it's like keep shaking. Maybe I can be really still and that won't happen. Okay. Barbie. Stiff. Okay, don't move. Okay, hit it. Anyway, yeah, I mean, as you know, those pesky little naysayers can't sleep at night unless they know us fatties are miserable and depressed and want to kill ourselves so they can have more space in public transportation. Well, I mean, in fairness, my butt does take up, not a lot, but like a good amount of walking space. Sticks out. Well, I mean, walk around it. You'll survive. Anyway, I make no apologies. But yeah, they like to stick us with the health card, Oh, you're not healthy, I mean, I think they don't know us from a hole in the wall, but they're so concerned about our cardiovascular health. I think that is so sweet. We should totally thank them, don't you think? But I've seen, there's a question, my reason for doing this video, there's a question that I have seen pop up. I'm trying to keep still. I'm trying, people. There's a question that I've seen pop up in social media. And I notice it's usually when there's like a plus size model debate and people are all ticked off because there's a big beautiful woman making money. God forbid, But the question that they ask, since you're so proud to be morbidly obese, they have to say morbidly obese, and you don't think there's anything wrong with it, would you want your child to be that way? No, don't get pissed off. It's a good question. It's a really, really good question, and I can answer it. I don't have any children, but if I did, I'm proud of my body, but hell no. I would not want my child to be overweight, just like I wouldn't want my daughter obsessing over a thigh gap. All right? It's like this world is just too cruel, and that's a given. But I want to say, if you're a parent and you are struggling with your child's weight, it does not in any way mean that you are a failure as a parent. It doesn't mean that you don't love your child. You've just somewhere along the line made some kind of wrong choice, which is, listen, there's not a parent in the universe who hasn't made 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 wrong choices with their children. It just it really ticks me off when people on the outside can just be so ignorant when they assume. Get their health checked out. Get it checked out. Don't assume that, okay, they're young, they'll be active, they'll get that weight off. Go get them checked out, because it could be beyond you. It could be. You know, when I was 8 years old, I was a very early developer. I had a huge pot belly and very deep, dark circles under my eyes. Nobody knew what was wrong. People laughed at me, and I don't mean children. I mean grown-ass people. They laughed as soon as they saw me. Why? Because I looked like a pregnant raccoon. I mean, it is what it is. I'm just gonna come out and say it. You know, I don't know. Like, there was definitely something wrong. And whenever my mother would suggest anything that involved me leaving the house, I would scream at her. And so she took me to church. I didn't lose any weight. But that's beside the point that I'm getting at. I wouldn't want my child to be overweight, because like I said, this world is just too cruel. And it's not just the children. It's not just their peers, because there are some plump, tough kids out there, and they are not being bullied. I can tell you that much. But it's more so adults, teachers, parents, even that, I don't know what you call it. Maybe you can tell me in the comments. That health instructor that comes in and talks to the class about making healthy choices and losing weight and not being fat, you know, that can do a lot of damage. Okay, not to say that they shouldn't have that. What are they called? Just please let me know in the comments, because I can't remember. They're like health instructors, and they come in and what are they? Anyway, it's driving me nuts. I have to know. These talks with a class of 10-year-olds can be very damaging to an overweight child's psyche. And why? Because that is then that they realize that they're not like everyone else, and they feel inferior. People worry about their physical health, but I don't feel like enough people worry about their psyche. I really, really don't. And that is crucial. And you know, I've seen it happen. 2 gorgeous little girls, 2 beautiful little girls, all dressed up. Some idiot comes along, sees the thin one, tells her how pretty she is and how beautiful she looks in her dress, takes one look at that chubby baby and says nothing at all. They just walk away. Something that simple can be so threatening to their fragile mind. Understand what I'm saying before you think, okay, they're young, kids are resilient. Not with this. Not with this. This starts off when they're old enough to comprehend conversation. And it's in magazines. I don't have to tell you that. It's song lyrics. Be careful what they're listening to. It's like a poison, and it gets into their brains. And they can't express to you, depending on their age, they can't express to you that feeling of that depression, that wave of just misery. And their only happiness is sitting in their room, laying on their bed, watching television, eating Townhouse crackers. I used to like those Townhouse crackers with jelly and cream cheese. I still do. Whatever. Yeah. So, just be careful. If I were you, I wouldn't even use the word exercise. I would call it something else, because depending on how old they are, that word exercise comes with a stigma behind it, because you're telling them that they need to exercise so they can be other than what they are. Think about that before you do it. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with wanting your child to lose weight and taking those necessary steps. Just be careful with what you say and understand that if you have a severely overweight child, they're not going to be thrilled about going out and going with you for a walk. That's not fun for them. That is torture. I don't know if you've ever been laughed at by basically a majority of people who look at you, but hard is like an understatement. I can't even say it's hard. It's like there's no word for that feeling. There's no word invented for that feeling. And please, for the love of God, don't say just ignore them. That is the worst you can say. Don't tell them, just ignore them. No, it doesn't work that way. It gets in. It's like a poisonous gas. It gets in. So make it a game. You know, if they're really little, make it a game. Challenge them to do something, anything, as fast as they possibly can. You're a parent, you know how to keep them safe, okay? Get them checked out, cardiovascular, their heart condition, all that kind of stuff. Get it checked out. If they have a heart condition, I'm saying. Not saying that because they're chubby, they're going to have a heart condition, but get that checked out so you can know. Talk to the doctor in confidence. Don't do it while they are around. I mean, my mom, and I'll never forget this, when I was about 10, I heard my mother complaining to a nurse about how I was just getting bigger every year. I just kept gaining weight and she was not giving me fattening foods, and she was at her wit's end. She did not know what to do. And just seeing how sad she was, I felt awful. I felt like, okay, there's something wrong with me and I'm making my mom sad. Look at what I'm doing to my mom. Something is wrong with me. I can't lose weight. I'm awful. I'm ugly. I'm disgusting. I'm not like other kids. And I grew up feeling that way, and it stayed with me. And people certainly added to that feeling, without a doubt, inadvertently. Adults have a very inadvertently way of letting your child know that there's something wrong with them. They have a way of letting your child know. So you need to be your safe haven. I mean, their safe haven, sorry. I'm not going to do that video over. I've already done this like 20 times. I can't do it anymore. I just can't. I am going to send this one out, and it is what it is. And I really, really hope and pray that you understand my point. Be careful what you say to those babies, because the slightest thing can give them the worst complex ever. Make that healthy food so yummy that they don't care about the bad stuff. They don't even, not that they'll think it's disgusting because a healthy food is going to be so yummy. Let's be realistic here. But just, that's another thing. I feel like I should do recipe videos. Because I mean, like I said, I don't have any kids, but I mean, I have nieces and nephews, and they like my cooking. At least I think they do. They eat it and they don't complain. I think I got some good recipes. So I would love to share some of that with you guys. I would love to do that. All right, so I think that's about it. I think I've said everything. I'm just starting out, so I know I've got to be careful with everything that comes out of my mouth. I know that. And I really do, I want to be a great YouTuber to you guys. I want to connect with you guys. That's why I know I have to get on Instagram. Somebody in the comments asked me about that. I don't know, social media is not my thing, but I want to connect with you guys, so I will definitely be on Instagram in the near future. And, okay, so that's it for now. Love your babies. Protect your babies. And if you like it, give me a thumbs up. And please, please do not be shy to hit that subscribe button. I want to make it to 60 this year. Okay, do you think that you can help me make that happen? Okay, alright guys. Sana tagawahi.